academic procession and remain standing.
रियल हो रहा है या हो रहा है समझ ही नहीं आ रहा। ऐसे तो कभी होता ही नहीं पहले।
मैडम तो कहीं नजर नहीं आ रही।
मैम हाँ आप क्या पूछ रहे हो?
मैं कुछ नहीं पूछ रही, बस आप करो क्या
कैरियन अभी नेशनल एंथम होगा उसके बाद होगा सब कुछ होगा। फिर रजिस्टर में बनेगी ये कॉल वाली सीट उनके लिए रिजर्व है।
हेलो ठीक 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 ठीक
suggested, get
Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome the academic procession and a very distinguished guest of the day, the Right Honourable Mary Elizabeth Truss, former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Dr. Ashok Kumar Mittal, Member of Parliament Rajya Sabha and Founder Chancellor, Lovely Profession University, Shri Ramesh Mittal, Chairman, Lovely Group, Shri Naresh Mittal, Vice Chairman, Lovely Group, Colonel Dr. Rashmi Mittal, Pro-Chancellor, Lovely Profession University, and all the other dignitaries present. As we commence this august gathering, may I request everyone to kindly remain standing for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा। तव शुभ नामे जागे, तव तव शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तव जय गाथा। जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Thank you. Kindly take your seats.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to the 12th Convocation of Lovely Professional University. Today we gather to honor the dedication, perseverance and achievements of our graduating students. This is a moment of pride, celebration and reflection as we witness the emergence of future leaders. Before we proceed further, may I respectfully request Dr. Ashok Kumar Mittal, Honorable Member of Parliament Rajya Sabha and Founder Chancellor, Lovely Professional University, to kindly welcome our guest, the Right Honorable Mary Elizabeth Truss, the former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, by presenting her a bouquet. Thank you, sir. To commence the proceedings of the 12th Convocation of Lovely Professional University, may I request Colonel Dr. Rashmi Mittal, the Pro-Chancellor, Lovely Professional University, for the invocation, please.
Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments of narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches into arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary sand of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee, into ever-widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake.
Thank you, ma'am, for reciting Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore's prayer as our inspiring invocation. May I now request Dr. Ashok Kumar Mittal, the Honorable Member of Parliament Rajya Sabha and Founder Chancellor, Lovely Professional University, who is presiding over the convocation, to kindly declare the 12th Convocation of LPU open.
I hereby declare the 12th Convocation of Lovely Professional University open.
Thank you, sir. Lovely Professional University has grown by leaps and bounds over the years and has emerged as an institution of excellence at the global level. The university's progress and achievements have been detailed in the Convocation report, copies of which have been placed on the tables in front of the dignitaries. In view of the constraints of time, I respectfully request the honorable guest and all other dignitaries to kindly treat the Convocation report as deemed to have been read. May I now request the visionary, Dr. Ashok Kumar Mittal, Member Parliament, Rajya Sabha and Founder Chancellor, Lovely Professional University, for his address, please.
Good morning, everyone. Right Honorable, our chief guest of the day, Madam Listers, my faculty members, proud parents, and our graduating students, I welcome you all with clappings. Friends, 25 years ago, LPU was born in Jalandhar. People told us we are crazy. We are planning a world-class university in a small Punjabi town. Impossible, they said. But here we are today, ranked in the top 600 university globally by Times Higher Education Rankings and top 5th university in India amongst all IITs, all government universities, all private universities. Today, our alumni are working with top brands in 65 countries, starting businesses. Some have become billionaire. It all started from this Jalandhar. But today is not just about rankings or numbers. Today we have someone truly extraordinary with us. And honestly, when I think about it, I still can't believe it. The former Prime Minister of United Kingdom is here in Jalandhar at your convocation, at your campus. Let me share with you about Liz Truss because her story is remarkable. Her story creates learnings for all of us. She grew up in Scotland and in Leeds. Her father was a mathematics teacher, professor. Her mother was a nurse and a teacher. Middle class family. She went to regular public school, government schools, not fancy private ones. At schools, she wasn't handed opportunities. She created them. She was active. She spoke up. She wasn't afraid to have opinions, even when they were unpopular. That's something that stayed with her throughout her life. She got into Oxford, where she studied philosophy, politics, economics. And when she entered politics, she had to fight for every step. She contested for parliament in 2001. She couldn't get through. She tried again in 2005, lost again. Finally in 2010, she won and became the Member of Parliament in House of Commons. And then just kept rising and rising. Education Minister, Environment Minister, Justice Minister, Chief Secretary to Treasury, that's Trade Minister, and where she negotiated trade deals worth billions of pounds for Britain. She became Foreign Secretary when Russia and Ukraine war was on. And then finally in September 2022, she became Prime Minister of United Kingdom. Third female Prime Minister in British history. In 1,000 years of democratic history of Britain, she became third woman Prime Minister after Margaret Thatcher and Theresa May. And when she became Prime Minister, she inherited an incredibly difficult situation. The UK economy was struggling, energy prices were skyrocketing, there was a war in Ukraine affecting everything in life, She came in with bold ideas about how to fix things. She presented mini budget, went for tax cuts and so many economic measures. But friends, things didn't go as she planned. The markets reacted badly. There was huge pressure. The media was brutal. After just 49 days, she resigned. Many people would have disappeared after that, hidden away, being embarrassed, given up. But here is what Liz Truss did instead. She kept going, she wrote a book, she kept speaking about what she believes in. She travels the world, sharing her experiences and views. She continued her struggle. She doesn't hide from what happened. She talks about it openly, very openly. You know, friends, we have similar things in our own journey with LPU. There were years when people mocked us, when students were hesitant to come to LPU because it was a private university, when companies didn't take our graduates seriously, when critics said, we are just selling degrees, we are not delivering education. But you keep going, friends. You believe in what you are building. You learn, you adapt, you improve, and slowly the result speaks for themselves. And that's what Madam Truss represents to us. The same story which LPU has, same story Madam Truss has. She is still out there, still contributing, still fighting for what she believes in. And today, she is here with us in Jalandhar at LPU Campus. Madam Truss, I can't tell you what this means to our students. For many of them, you are the first world leader they will ever meet in person. The fact that you have come all the way, that you are willing to share your time and your wisdom with them, this is a moment they will remember for the rest of their life, ma'am. Your journey shows them that leadership isn't about never making mistakes. It's about courage, conviction and resilience. It's about standing up for what you believe in, even when it's very, very difficult. So students, you are privileged that you will listen to our chief guest. Today, you are hearing from someone who has seen the highest heights and the toughest challenge of public life and who is still standing strong. Madam Truss, thank you for your honoring us with your presence today. Thank you very much and big round of applause for our chief guest today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your warm and inspiring address. May I now most respectfully request Dr. Ashok Kumar Mittal, Honorable Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha and Founder Chancellor, Lovely Professional University, along with Colonel Dr. Rashmi Mittal, Pro-Chancellor, Lovely Professional University, to kindly honor our very eminent guest, the Right Honorable Madam Mary Elizabeth Truss, the former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, by presenting a souvenir to commemorate her gracious visit to Lovely Professional University. have the privilege of inviting the Right Honorable Mary Elizabeth Truss, former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Chancellor LPU, to kindly honor our outstanding academic toppers. These exceptional scholars have excelled in their respective programs across various disciplines and are truly worthy of this recognition. All the academic toppers are requested to approach the stage in batches for receiving the awards and having a group photograph with the dignitaries. I now have the privilege of inviting the Right Honorable Mary Elizabeth Truss, former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Chancellor LPU and Pro-Chancellor LPU, to kindly honor our outstanding academic toppers. These exceptional scholars have excelled in their respective programs across various disciplines and are truly worthy of this recognition. Thank you very much for doing the honors and inspiring our graduates. May I now request the dignitaries to kindly take their seats. It is now time to confer the degrees upon the students of the class of 2024 and 2025, PhD Distance and Online Education of Lovely Professional University. All the recipients of the doctorate degrees of all disciplines, please rise. I repeat, all the recipients of the doctorate degrees of all disciplines, please rise.
By virtue of the authority delegated to me by the Chancellor, Lovely Professional University, as the Pro-Vice Chancellor, I do hereby admit these candidates to the doctorate degrees in their respective disciplines and exhort them to prove worthy of the same throughout their lives.
All the recipients of the doctorate degrees of all disciplines, please be seated. All the recipients of the master's degrees of all disciplines, both distance and online education, please rise.
By virtue of the authority delegated to me by the Chancellor, Lovely Professional University, as the Pro-Vice Chancellor, I do hereby admit these candidates to the master's degree program in their respective disciplines and exhort them to prove worthy of the same throughout their lives.
All the recipients of the master's degree of all disciplines, please be seated. All the recipients of the bachelor's degree of all disciplines, please rise. All the recipients of the bachelor's degree, distance and online education of all discipline, please rise.
By virtue of the authority delegated to me by the Chancellor, Lovely Professional University, as the Pro-Vice Chancellor, I do hereby admit these candidates to the bachelor's degree in their respective disciplines and exhort them to prove worthy of the same throughout their lives.
All the recipients of the bachelor's degree of all disciplines, please be seated. All the recipients of the diplomas of all disciplines, please rise. All the recipients
By virtue of the authority delegated to the Chancellor, I do hereby admit these candidates to the diploma in their respective disciplines and exhort them to prove worthy of the same throughout their lives.
All the recipients of the diplomas of all disciplines, please be seated. Let the record of the degrees and diplomas awarded today be presented to the Chancellor LPU for his signatures by Engineer H.R. Singla, Director General, Lovely Professional University. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the convocation address by our esteemed guest, the Right Honourable Mary Elizabeth Truss, former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. She studied philosophy, politics and economics at Merton School, Oxford. Outside politics, she began her career as Deputy Director at Reform, a leading think tank for public service reform, worked for 10 years in energy and telecommunication as a commercial manager and economics director, and qualified as a management accountant. Entering Parliament in 2010 as the Conservative MP in South West Norfolk, she advanced through key roles: Parliamentary Under Secretary for Education and Childcare, Secretary for State for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs. May I take the privilege to request her for her much awaited address. Please welcome her warmly with a round of applause.
Well, thank you so much, Chancellor, students, ladies and gentlemen. It's fantastic to be here at the lovely Professional University. It's my first visit to Punjab, and I'm very, very impressed. But it is not my first visit to India. I've been coming to India since the late 1990s, and it feels like every time I come to this country, a new milestone has been reached. I came here back in 2022, and that was when India overtook Britain to become the 5th largest economy in the world. In 2023, it was when India overtook China to become the most populous country in the world. And this year, in 2026, India has now overtaken Japan to become the 4th largest economy in the world. I have no idea what will happen next time I visit India. But it seems to me that it's milestone after milestone, achievement after achievement, and it's because of the energy, the diligence, the innovation, the intelligence that is coming out of this nation that you are outperforming so many other countries in the world. And I read the papers yesterday here, and I see that your economic growth is 7.4% per year. Believe me, that is a figure that would inspire envy in any leader in Europe, in any leader in America. And one thing I want to say to everybody here today is what a fantastic time it is to be graduating from university. What an exciting time in the world. It feels like the kaleidoscope has been shaken up, that we're in an unfrozen moment, that we are in a period, I believe, for the next 10 to 20 years of absolutely massive change. And I have 2 daughters.
They're age 17 and 19, and I see what they are facing. I see the opportunities they're facing, and I see the challenges they're facing. Because we're seeing technology is transforming the world, whether it's AI, whether it's quantum, whether it's driverless cars, whether it's drones. The world is simply not the same, and that will have a huge impact on our societies. But we're also seeing the world order changing. After World War II, we saw the establishment of institutions like the United Nations, like GATT, that became the World Trade Organizations. Those institutions, those global structures are now being challenged, and they're being taken on. And the norms that we'd come to accept no longer exist. We're seeing the rise again of nation states. We're seeing the rise of policies like tariffs. We're seeing geopolitics and the politics again of resources, of fossil fuels. It's a very, very different world order. And finally, and I think this is the most important thing, I think we're seeing a battle between bottom-up democracies, places where there is freedom, where there is freedom of speech, where there are innovation and ideas. And we're seeing a battle between those societies, those free societies, and autocratic societies, where there's top-down control, where there's censorship. And that, I think, is a very important battle about what does the future of the world look like. And in all of those four questions, in the question of technology, in the question of the world order, in the question of the nation state, and in the question of the battle for democracy, India is absolutely central to all of those areas. Now, when I was in government, as Trade Secretary, as Foreign Secretary, and ultimately as Prime Minister, I understood the pivotal importance of India. That's why I kicked off trade negotiations with India back in 2021. I'm very pleased that we've now got a trade deal with India. It was signed last year, and that comes into force this year, and that means more opportunities for trade, for economic sharing, for ideas and innovation between Britain and India. But we also pursued closer cooperation in areas like defence and security, because we have so much in common and we have so much to gain by working more closely together. And I believe this generation is in a historic position to really shape the future here in India. First of all, in geopolitics. India's voice will become louder and should be louder on the world stage. India is a vital bulwark to China, and a demonstration of how a populist democracy can succeed. Also, there's huge opportunity for leadership in enterprise. India has the third largest number of unicorns in the world, after the United States and China. You lead in all kinds of industries, whether it's biotechnology, whether it's defense, whether it's pharmaceuticals. This group of people here today are going to be the industrial leaders of the future in India. And finally, in technology, this country, as we see from the sheer number and quality of universities, is an educational powerhouse, turning out the innovators of the next generation in every area, from mathematics to technology to bioscience. Again, you have the opportunity to shape the future. So, what can I say to you about what needs to happen? Well, first of all, I think in this era, we do need to take risks. you don't get things done unless you are prepared to fail, unless you are prepared to know that things might not always go right, but you will learn from those errors, you will learn from trying things out. In my life, the only regrets I ever have are things that I didn't do, things that I didn't try. And every mistake I've made is something that I've been able to learn from and build on. And I think it's the only way that we build new institutions and new ideas. And I certainly know that Britain has become too risk averse. We've got too many people in our country who aren't prepared to try things out, who aren't prepared to take risks, who aren't prepared to fail. And that leads to a kind of stagnation. So my message to you is that buccaneering is important, risk-taking is important. The second thing I'd say is that we need to take on the entrenched way of doing things. We know that technology is transforming our societies. We know that the post-World War II order is not working anymore. We know that it's not really governing the work anymore. And we know that the era of technocrats, the era of middle managers, the era of people who are not prepared to lead is coming to an end. One of the battles we're having in Britain and Europe is taking on that technocratic management that has led to our economic decline. In fact, I've started a new podcast called The Liz Truss Show, which is all about talking about how do we take on those entrenched ways of doing things so we can release the innovation, we can release the ideas, and most importantly, we can release the economic growth, because that is what will power our nations in the future. The third point I'd make is that, yes, we are all citizens of, we're all human, we're all part of humanity, but we are also part of the nation states that we live in. And we must never lose focus on the condition of people in our countries. Again, I think one of the problems we've had in Britain is too much of our leadership has focused on international institutions rather than necessarily how do our people at home have opportunity. And that is going to be very important here in India, maintaining sovereignty, maintaining independence, but also making sure that your institutions are focused on making sure everybody in this country has the opportunity to do well, has the wherewithal to do well, has the wherewithal to contribute in the future. I'm absolutely delighted to be here at the lovely professional university. It's fantastic to see so many people here today talking about the future and demonstrating the huge opportunity there is in the world. Sometimes you can hear a lot of pessimism, but I have a lot of optimism. I think things are being shaken up. I think times of change bring a huge number of opportunities, particularly for people who are starting out in their working career, who are starting out in their political careers, who are starting out to help shape the future of the world. So can I please wish you all the best for the future? I believe that we are going into one of the most exciting times in world history. I believe that India is going to be an absolutely pivotal force in this period. All I can say to you is make the most of it and go all in. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. We are extremely grateful to you for your illuminating and thought-provoking address, which is inspiring not only the graduating students, but also for all academicians and academic institutions of the country. May I now request Colonel Dr. Rashmi Mittal, Pro-Chancellor, Lovely Professional University, to kindly propose vote of thanks for the honorable guests, dignitaries and all present.
Thank you, Madam Truss. Students, look around. This moment, right here, right now, this is history for LPU. A former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom came to Jalandhar, to our campus, for you. For you. Think about that. Madam Truss, you stood in front of the Queen, you led a nation of 65 million people, you made decisions that moved markets and changed lives. And today you chose to be here with our students. You told them something they needed to hear. That falling down is not the end. That the world will judge you. That people will say you failed. But what matters is this. Do you get up back? That's the lesson. That's what real strength looks like. Students, 20 years from now, people will ask you, who spoke at your convocation? And you will say, the Prime Minister of Great Britain. They will remember your university. They will remember LPU then. Madam Truss, you didn't have to come here, but you did. And our students will carry this moment with them forever. Parents, your children just learned something that no textbook can ever teach. That's courage, real courage. Class of 2025, you are now part of history. Go, make your mark. Fall if you must. Is closed, but your story is just beginning. Finally, I want to thank all the students, parents who have traveled from all over the world to be here today. And of course, our chief guest, Madam Liz Truss, please accept our heartfelt gratitude for the pleasure of your company today. We could not have asked for more of a special guest than you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. This brings us to the final stage of 12th Convocation of Lovely Professional University. May I now request Dr. Ashok Kumar Mittal, Honorable Member of Parliament Rajya Sabha and Founder Chancellor LPU, to kindly declare the convocation closed.
I hereby declare the 12th Convocation Phase 1 of Lovely Professional University closed.
I request everyone present to please rise for the national anthem of the United Kingdom and national anthem of India.
हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधितरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
All are requested to kindly remain standing till the academic procession leaves. Kindly keep standing.